In this video, we're going to talk about the leak of the first real image of the DJI Neo 2. Yes, it exists, and it's supposedly already in the testing phase, at least according to this comment from Jasper Ellens. In fact, the image was taken from this video, previously posted by Igor Bogdanov. The main focus was the Avata 3 prototype, but if you look closely, you can spot another smaller drone next to it, partially hidden under objects and covered with tape. And in the following post, he points out that the propeller guards on the original Neo are different from the ones on this Neo 2 prototype. The quality of this image isn't great, but let's see what else we can extract from it. This appears to be the rear section, and the first thing we notice is that the edge of the propeller guard looks thinner. On the outer side, there's a double support arm, likely added to reinforce that more exposed end. When we compare it to the Neo 1's propeller guard, this difference becomes much more noticeable. The other change was already pointed out by Jasper Ellens. In the central section, there are 2 rings, whereas the Neo 1 had only 1. This is likely a design solution developed by DJI to provide more protection and structural strength, compensating for the thinner outer edge. At the rear, there's a black spot. Could it be a rear sensor? Or is it just a recessed area to better protect the USB-C port? Another detail really caught my attention: those objects attached to the top of the drone. Are they testing equipment? Or were they placed there just to hide some revealing secret, like a design change or a new feature mounted on the upper section? That detail sparked my imagination. So I created this simulation to show what I think DJI might have done with this prototype. Since the Neo 1 is such a compact drone, I suspect they added a slight bulge on top to make room for new features, possibly an infrared sensor. But what else can we expect from the new DJI Neo 2? The first version of the DJI Neo was released in September 2024 and became a huge success thanks to its versatility, portability, durability, safety, and most importantly, its price. The Neo is a very versatile drone. It's perfect for those just getting started in the drone world, but it also meets the needs of users looking for a practical drone to take quick selfies, and even more experienced pilots who enjoy performing bold FPV-style maneuvers. The Neo 2 is expected to follow the same selfie drone concept as the first version, with an ultra-compact and lightweight design. However, it will likely bring some key upgrades to address the main complaints from users, such as low battery life, noisy propellers, the lack of a downward infrared sensor, and limited wind resistance. That said, these improvements can't go too far. Otherwise, it might end up competing directly with the DJI Flip, which could hurt its sales. So the Neo 2 has to walk a fine line, improve just enough to feel like an upgrade, without stealing the spotlight from the Flip. The first major upgrade expected on the Neo 2 is an infrared sensor. After the launch of the Air 3S, this kind of device has become almost mandatory on DJI drones. It marked a significant leap in flight safety, surprising users with its advanced obstacle avoidance capabilities, even in low-light environments. However, since the Neo 2 is an entry-level drone, it's unlikely to feature a LiDAR sensor as precise as the one found on the Air 3S. But it is very likely that it has a 3D infrared sensor, similar to the one on the Flip, with a short range of about 8 meters, which, combined with advanced artificial intelligence processing, is capable of identifying objects more accurately. This sensor would be placed on the upper front part, where a window similar to the one on the Flip would be added. However, this solution would occupy the same spot as the button and the flight mode indicator LEDs. That said, this issue could be easily solved by moving the LEDs into the same window as the infrared sensor, and relocating the selection button to the side of the drone. Another issue that could be addressed in this new version of the Neo is the lack of stability during night flights or in indoor environments with low lighting. In these conditions, the drone becomes disoriented and very unstable, since the current optical sensors only work well in well-lit areas and at low altitudes. To solve this, DJI could add an LED light to the bottom of the Neo, to illuminate the ground and assist the sensors in keeping the drone properly positioned under any lighting condition. Another area that definitely needs improvement is battery life. In fact, this is the biggest complaint among Neo users. On paper, the battery lasts about 18 minutes, but that time is only achievable under ideal flight conditions, meaning a completely windless day, with a brand new battery, no propeller guards, recording in 1080p resolution, and flying at sea level. In real-world conditions, the Neo's battery lasts around 12 minutes, which most users consider far too short. The original Neo battery has 1,435 mAh and weighs 45 grams, but on Chinese e-commerce sites, there are already aftermarket batteries with 2,500 mAh. These are slightly larger and weigh about 30 grams more, but they can nearly double the flight time. This proves that technically, it would be possible for DJI to extend the actual flight time to at least 20 minutes on the Neo 2. Another common complaint from users is the Neo's high-pitched and annoying noise. This happens mainly due to the size and shape of its propellers. On the internet, there are videos showing alternative propellers with more blades that significantly reduce the noise. DJI has a lot of experience in this area and could definitely bring a solution for the Neo 2, just like they've already done with the Phantom and Mavic series. I wouldn't be surprised if DJI introduces some changes to the propeller guards on the Neo 2, possibly using carbon fiber. This solution was already implemented on the Flip because of its high strength and low weight, and it might very well become a trend going forward. As for the camera, there aren't many expectations for major changes, since the Neo already records in 4K at 30 FPS and takes 12 megapixel photos, so it's already equipped with a decent camera. However, it would be relatively easy for DJI to upgrade the sensor slightly, especially considering the current one is just half an inch and doesn't perform well in low-light environments. To fix this, DJI could equip the Neo 2 with the same sensor used in the Flip, a 1/1.3-inch sensor, but limited to 20 megapixels, so it doesn't get too close to the resolution of the Flip and Mini 4 Pro, which both offer 48 megapixels. This is the most widely used sensor across DJI's entire lineup, and has already proven its performance and reliability since the Phantom series. The Neo 2's gimbal will likely stick to the same concept as the first version, with just one axis. Adding 2 more axes would significantly increase the gimbal's weight and complexity. However, with an upgraded sensor, it would be perfectly possible to enable vertical photo and video modes electronically, without physically rotating the camera. By adjusting the framing digitally and outputting vertical videos in 2.7K resolution, it would already deliver beautiful footage optimized for social media formats. Another area that probably won't see major improvement is the range, since the current Neo already uses the latest 04 transmission system and offers a theoretical range of about 7 kilometers. But in practice, it can't even make it halfway and return safely due to limited battery life. So with a slight tweak, the Neo 2 could easily reach 10 kilometers, and that would already be more than enough for a drone of this size and category. With all these improvements, the Neo would certainly gain a bit of weight, and that's actually a good thing. Right now, it weighs only 135 grams, which makes it very vulnerable to wind. With the upgrades, it could reach around 180 grams, which would help make it more stable and capable of handling winds up to level 5. Even with that increase, it would still remain the lightest drone in DJI's lineup. Despite all these upgrades, the Neo 2 must not lose the features that made the first version so successful, especially its multiple control options. So it should continue offering pre-programmed movements triggered by the drone's button, virtual joystick control via the app, voice commands,
"Hey Fly, take a droney,"
and full compatibility with current FPV gear, like the DJI FPV Controller 3, the RC Motion 3, and the latest goggles, such as the Goggles 3 and Goggles N3. For now, we're still just speculating, since no official information has been released yet. No specs, pricing, or launch date. But one thing's for sure, the Neo 2 has everything it takes to become the most desired drone of all time. As soon as any new leaks come out, I'll make a video with all the fresh details. So make sure to leave your like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.